Hey guys, this is Eric from Invensis, and I welcome you to our YouTube channel. In today's session, we will discuss a very interesting topic, which is 7 quality control tools. Before we get started, I would like to address the agenda for today's session. We will start the session with a quick introduction to what quality control tools are and then see why quality control tools are used. Here, we will also talk about some of the benefits of using the 7 quality control tools. Finally, we will move on to our main topic for today and learn about the 7 quality control tools. I hope the agenda was clear. Before we start with our session, if you like this video, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, to learn more about project management and its practices, check out Invensis Learning's Project Management Certification Training on Prince 2, Project Management Fundamentals, PO, MSP and CAP. All of the necessary information is given in the description box. Let us start the session with a quick understanding of what are quality control tools. Firstly, quality control is a technique or set of procedures used to assure that a manufactured product or service fulfills a specified set of quality standards or meets the client's or customer's expectations. Now, quality control tools are used to collect data, evaluate the data, discover root causes for any problems, and calculate or measure the results. In addition, these tools are used to process numerical data. When used together, it can provide excellent process tracking and analysis, which can improve quality. Let us now see why are quality control tools used? Quality control tools help organizations collect and analyze data so that employees can comprehend and interpret data more easily. Models of quality control need considerable preparation and relevant information about end users. Customer input and expectations must be carefully monitored and assessed to offer higher quality products. Quality control tools enable the employees or individuals to discover the common problems which are regularly recurring and also know what the core causes for their occurrence are. Employees may gather and organize data using quality control tools, which will allow them to analyze the data and come up with ideas for higher quality products. In addition, quality control tools make data easier to grasp and help users discover defect correction and come up with problem-solving methods. Therefore, in order to improve the quality of products and services, quality control tools are important. Talking about the benefits of quality control tools, it provides improved quality of the product. Now, adopting quality control promotes and encourages quality consciousness among companies' employees, which is highly beneficial in obtaining the desired level of product quality. It also helps in continuous improvement of the process. Next, quality control tools helps in identifying and analyzing problems in the process and suggest areas of improvement in the process. Next, it helps in enhancing customer satisfaction through improved quality products. Consumers benefit greatly from quality control since they receive higher quality items. Then, it encourages teamwork. There are certain tools in quality control that require the entire team to collaborate together and discuss various things. For example, areas of improvement or any problem and how to resolve it. Next, quality control tools are an efficient way of solving potential problems. These tools help in determining the root causes of problems. So these were just some of the benefits of quality control tools. Next, let us move on to our main topic and talk about the 7 quality control tools. The first on the list is Flowchart. We had all heard of Flowchart when we were in high school or college. A flowchart is a diagram that depicts a workflow technique, algorithm, or a step-by-step process using arrows in various shapes. Now, these flowcharts can be used to describe organizational arrangements, login systems, document work process flow, billing deal flow, and so on. A flowchart allows you to categorize the exact flow of situations in a system. The process measure will give information or a grasp of how the approach works and shed some light on the quality concerns. Here is a simple example of a flowchart. A flowchart always starts with the start symbol name and ends with the end symbol name. Now, flowchart checks if the end product's quality is acceptable during quality testing. So, when the product is completed, it moves on to the next step and checks for the quality of the product. If the quality is good, then it is ready to be shipped. Else, it is sent to be revised, which means the product does not meet up to the quality standards. This was just a simple example to explain the working of a flowchart. Now, the flowchart aids in pinpointing the exact location of the quality issue in the process. Now, this chart is a problem-solving tool that can be applied methodically to detect and analyze the areas or points of a process that may have had potential problems by documenting and explaining an operation. The advantage of using flowcharts is that they are a better approach to communicating the system's logic. Next, the problem may be studied more effectively using flowcharts and useful for troubleshooting and testing. Next, flowcharts are quite helpful throughout the software development stage, and they can be useful for program documentation that may be used for a variety of purposes. Also, flowcharts make it easier to maintain operating programs. These were just some of the advantages of flowchart, and this was about flowchart. Moving on, the second is the check sheet. The check sheet is designed to collect information and data openly. With a dependable approach and structure, it improves data collecting efficiency. It also considerably reduces data collection efforts. Rather than theoretical numbers and things, this data gathering is based on facts and figures. Furthermore, this technique generates outputs that are stored in a distinct data format that may be reviewed at any time. The check sheet is utilized throughout the review phase, before production validation, and any other project management activity. Here is a simple example of a check sheet, where on the x-axis, there are the working days of a week, and on the y-axis, there are different teams. The check sheet here shows the number of absentees on each of the working days of the week. It is easier to make a note of such details and can be used for future references. Now, the check sheets are very easy to understand and apply, as it gives a clear picture of the organization's situation and condition. Therefore, they are efficient and powerful tools to identify frequent problems, but they don't effectively analyze the quality problem in the organization. Talking about some of the advantages of check sheets, it helps in the analysis of data in order to take any required corrective and preventive action. Next, it helps in the creation of bar graphs, histograms, and Pareto charts. Then, it allows for quick decision-making to control product and process nonconformance. Next, it helps determine how frequently a problem or issue occurs and allows systematic data collecting or record keeping. So, this was about check sheets. The third is the cause-effect diagram. Because the form resembles the top view of a fish skeleton, this cause-effect diagram is known as a fishbone diagram. During problem solving, each team member has a different perspective on the root cause of the problem or question. The fishbone diagram collects all items and thoughts, then uses brainstorming techniques to identify the most powerful underlying cause for that problem. So for this, you will hear a variety of explanations for an issue. To begin, present your inquiry as a question, followed by the question why. This will help with brainstorming because each issue should have a solution. Next, the entire team should agree upon the issue statement, and then this question should be placed at the head of the fishbone. Here is a simple diagram to explain its working. The core problem is placed at the head of the fish, then the different processes that may be responsible for the problem are noted in the rectangular boxes, and all the sub-processes of that process are listed down below the respective rectangular boxes. After noting them down, we can easily analyze which process or sub-process is responsible for the root problem. Now, this diagram is a problem-solving tool that systematically analyzes all the potential or real causes that result in the problem. Likewise, it is an efficient tool that equips the organization's management to explore the possible causes of a problem. Now, while creating a fishbone diagram, it is important to have a thorough understanding of the issue, and the team members involved should have prior experience and be familiar with the issue. Also, the conversation should take place under the supervision of the project manager, and they should consider all potential factors and include them in the fishbone. Talking about some of the advantages of the fishbone diagram or cause-effect diagram. It makes the problem easier to understand and analyze and also helps in determining the problem's core cause. Next, it aids in the detection of process bottlenecks so that you can identify areas where you can improve. Next, it includes a thorough examination of the situation, which provides information to the team, prioritizes more research, and helps take corrective action. So this was about the fishbone diagram or cause-effect diagram. The fourth is the Pareto chart. A Pareto chart is a combination of a bar and line table that visually summarizes a set of data. The information might be related to things like cost, time, and mistakes. In this case, bars in a chart show values in decreasing order, with the highest bar on the left and the lowest bar on the right and lines representing the total. The left-hand vertical line or axis shows the number of occurrences. This occurrence can be related to cost, mistakes, or any other measure aspect. The aggregate proportion of the total number of situations is shown on the right vertical axis. Here is a simple example of a Pareto chart showing the defects in a part of the laptop. On the left side, there is the frequency of occurrence or how frequent the parts have defected, and on the right side, the percentage of defective parts are shown. So, here in the example, we can see what are the different types of laptop defects and how much percentage of them are defective. Now, the goal of the Pareto chart is to figure out the different kinds of nonconformity from data figures, repair data, maintenance data, or other sources. Pareto charts can also generate a means for investigating quality improvement and improving efficiency. Now, talking about some of the advantages of the Pareto chart. A Pareto chart may be used to estimate the cumulative impact of the defects. Now, the cumulative impact is the result of a defect occurring over a long period of time. The Pareto chart can also assist and offer a clearer understanding of the problems that must be addressed first. Next, it helps to deliberate and arrange for the right and necessary procedures or actions to be performed in the event of a fault. It also helps in the resolution of challenges such as problem solving and decision making, time management, change management, and so on. Next, the Pareto chart may be used to plan, evaluate, and resolve problems or faults. So this was about the Pareto chart. Now, before moving forward, if you like this video and haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, do subscribe and hit the notification bell, never to miss an update from the Invensis Learning channel. Also, to learn more about project management and its practices, check out Invensis Learning's Project Management Certification Training on Prince2, Project Management Fundamentals, PO, and MSB. All of the necessary information is given in the description box below. Next, the fifth is the control charts. Control charts, also known as statistical process control, are used to determine whether or not business techniques are in a position of authority. The control chart is a graph that shows how the process progresses over time. The main aim of the control chart is to prevent defects in the process. It is essential for different businesses and industries. The reason is that unsatisfactory products or services are more costly than some prevention tools like control charts. Here is a simple example of control charts. On the x-axis, we have the number of sample elements, and on the y-axis, we have the average error in the sample elements. After the points are drawn, we can calculate the variation. If it exceeds the UCL and LCL, which stands for upper control limit and lower control limit respectively, then you should determine what's causing the variance, else it is under control. If a review of the control chart reveals that the techniques are stable, that there is only minor variation, and that everything is under control, then the process control parameter does not need to be changed. On the other hand, if the procedures aren't under control, the control chart might help you determine what's causing the variance. It signifies that the process control parameter requires corrective action. Now, talking about the advantages of control charts. The first benefit is the margin of error is reduced using control charts. Next, control charts help the operators spot and solve faults before they create further deeper problems in processes and products, since they show what's going on in a production line in real time. This helps eliminate the requirement for product rework or additional product costs to repair an offering. Next, over-tampering is avoided when quality data is shown. Let me explain this a bit more. Knowing when your process is working well is just as critical as knowing when something is wrong. Operators commonly over-tamper with a process that was operating correctly while trying to discover whether a problem exists, which can lead to greater variations. So with control charts, this can be avoided. Next, critical stakeholders can use control charts to get operational insight. This was about control charts. The sixth of the 7 quality control tools is histogram. A histogram is a graphical representation of pattern bifalls within distinct states in a bar chart. It's a collection of numerical statistics that provides essential information about the health and distribution of a set of sample data. The statistical data might be of any type, such as exam signs, the number of new workers enrolled in a certain period, the number of objections received per class, and so on. In simpler words, it is a type of bar chart that visualizes both attribute and variable data of a product or process and helps users show the different distribution of data and amount of variation within a process. So, it should be designed properly to easily utilize and understand those working in the operation process. Here is a simple example of a histogram. The x-axis has the number of defect items per hour, and the y-axis has the frequency of the defective items. It shows the distribution of the sample data. The histogram shows the power of a specific query and presents data in a visible form. To generate a histogram, it is necessary to divide the area of values into specific intervals, such as 5, 10, 15, etc. The term for such a range is bin, and these bins are linked to each other. Each period is the same length, and the intervals do not overlap. The benefits of histogram include its simplicity and adaptability. It may be applied to a variety of circumstances to provide an in-depth look into the frequency distribution. It may be used in sales and marketing, for example, to create the most efficient pricing strategies and marketing campaigns. Next, histograms can show the distribution of a process that is going smoothly over time. So, any fluctuation in that process can be immediately observed when histograms are produced on a regular basis. This is a significant benefit for businesses since it allows them to identify and address process variance immediately. In histogram, a normal distribution is commonly indicated by a bell-shaped curve in the bar graph, whereas spikes in the graph indicate the variation that should be addressed. This was about histograms. And finally, the seventh quality control tool is scatter diagram. A scatter diagram is a visual representation of the relationship between two variables. It's a quality control system in which data is represented as a point on a graph, with each point indicating the value on the level and upright axes. One of those two variables is independent, while the other is dependent on the first. A scatter plot or scatter graph is the variable that generally describes all potential reasons and effects in a scatter diagram, which is used to detect cause and effect in operation. Scatter diagrams are also used to determine the relationship between these two variables. If the variables are connected, the points will fall on a line. Correlation can be accurate, implying that the points are increasing, or it can be negative, implying that the points are decreasing, or there might be no correlation at all. Here are a few examples of scatter diagrams. The diagrams show the sales of a product per month. The first diagram shows the correlation as positive, which is represented by a rising trend. This indicates that every month, the sales increase. The second diagram shows a correlation as negative, which is represented by a downward trend. This indicates that every month, the sales keep decreasing, and the third diagram has no correlation. This indicates that the sales keep varying every month. So, always remember, a strong positive correlation shows a clear rising trend from left to right in the scatter diagram, whereas a strong negative correlation shows a clear downward trend. A weak correlation shows that the trend is less clear. The weakest correlation is represented by a flat line from left to right, which is neither positive nor negative. Now, a scatter diagram is a tool to show the distribution of information in two dimensions. It helps to analyze and detect a pattern of relationships between two quality and compliance variables and understand if there is a relationship between them, like whether the relationship is positive or negative and weak or strong. Now, the shape of the scatter diagram often shows the degree and direction of a relationship between two variables, and the correlation can reveal the causes of a problem. Talking about the benefits of using the scatter diagram. It is used to determine the relationship between two variables and find their strength or what tangible impact that one has on the other. Therefore, it gives the data to confirm a hypothesis that two variables are related. Then, it can be used for better process management and variable analysis. Next, it forms a relationship between two sets of numerical data. Finally, a scatter diagram is used to keep track of the trends and patterns of various measurements. So this is about scatter diagrams. With this, we have come to an end of the 7 Quality Control Tool video. All these tools are used in various industries because of the benefits they provide. I hope the video was helpful. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you have any doubts, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and our experts will answer them for you. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, never to miss an update from the Invensis Learning channel. If you are looking for an online training certification in PMP or want to learn more about PMP, check out Invensis Learning's Project Management Certification Training on Prince 2, Project Management Fundamentals, PO, and MSP. That is it for today. Thank you very much. And have a nice day.